am confident that by the end of this video, even if you do not currently own a cat, you will be strongly inclined to consider adopting one. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, recognized the enigmatic allure of cats, describing them as fascinating creatures celebrated not only for their distinct behaviors, but also for their spiritual essence. Within Islamic teachings, cats occupy a revered status. The Prophet himself displayed affection toward these graceful and mysterious animals and advocated for their kind treatment. Today we will discuss the mysteries of cats in Islam. Watch till the end so you don't miss any valuable information. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, himself noted the captivating mystery surrounding these remarkable beings. His teachings and interactions with cats offer us a window into the spiritual significance they held in his life and in the broader context of Islamic culture. The Prophet's affection for cats is well documented, and his actions reflect a deep respect for these creatures, which he viewed not only as companions, but also as spiritual entities with their own roles and purposes within the creation. Cats in Islam are not merely pets, but are considered part of the family, with freedoms and rights. This view stems from the Prophet's own example, as he treated cats with kindness and respect, recognizing their cleanliness and the comfort they provide to humans. His approach went beyond simple affection, advocating for their well-being and setting a precedent for how his followers should treat all creatures with compassion and care. In addition to their spiritual and cultural significance, cats are often seen as symbols of purity and grace. Their presence in a home is believed to bring tranquility and peace, qualities that are highly cherished in Islamic teachings. This belief is not unique to Islam. Many cultures around the world view cats as guardians against unseen negative forces and as bearers of good fortune. The mysterious aura that cats carry has been a subject of admiration and curiosity for centuries. Their silent, observant nature suggests a depth of understanding and perception that goes beyond the five human senses. They move with a lightness and precision that seem to speak of a greater awareness, and their often inexplicable behaviors suggest that they experience the world in ways we are only beginning to understand. Our journey today is not just about recognizing the physical attributes and behaviors of cats, but also about appreciating their profound spiritual presence. As we explore the historical, cultural, and religious significance of these fascinating creatures, we may find that our understanding of the world around us, seen and unseen, expands, influenced by the subtle yet profound ways of a creature as simple and complex as the cat. In Islam, cats are considered clean animals, which is significantly important as it allows them to enter homes and even mosques, interacting closely with their human counterparts. This contrasts with some other animals which may carry a degree of ritual impurity. The Prophet Muhammad's own interactions with cats set a powerful example for his followers. He treated these animals with a kindness and consideration that went beyond mere tolerance, actively demonstrating the values of mercy and compassion that are central to the Islamic faith. For instance, it is narrated that the Prophet would not disturb his cat, Muezza, if she was sleeping on the sleeve of his robe. Instead, he would cut the sleeve off, leaving the cat undisturbed. Such anecdotes are frequently cited to illustrate the Prophet's gentle nature and his respectful treatment of animals, which in turn instructs Muslims to show the same kindness to animals. The Prophet's teachings further emphasize that harming a cat is forbidden, and there are spiritual consequences to mistreating any animal. In one hadith, it is mentioned that a woman was punished in the hereafter for imprisoning a cat until it died of hunger. Conversely, another hadith tells of a woman who, despite her sins, was granted paradise for offering water to a thirsty cat. These teachings underscore the spiritual weight that kindness to animals, especially cats, holds in Islam. Cats' cleanliness is frequently mentioned in Islamic teachings. They are one of the few animals whose leftover water can be used for performing wudu, the ritual washing performed before prayer, as the Prophet himself did so after a cat had drunk from his water. This act not only underlines the clean nature of cats, but also acts as a practical demonstration of their integration into daily religious practice. This special status of cats is enhanced by their unique position as creatures that do not nullify the ablution. This is significant because in Islamic jurisprudence, contact with certain substances or creatures requires a person to renew their wudu, a testament to the cat's purity. Furthermore, the Prophet Muhammad encouraged people to provide for cats' needs, recognizing their rights to be fed, watered, and sheltered. In doing so, he established a framework of animal welfare that resonates to this day, emphasizing that humans have a duty of care over animals, which are viewed as part of God's creation, deserving respect and compassion. The teachings of the Prophet about cats blend seamlessly with broader Islamic principles concerning the treatment of all creatures. This holistic approach is not just about animal welfare. It reflects a comprehensive ethos of empathy, care, and consideration for all forms of life. It highlights the interconnectedness of creation and humanity's role as stewards of the earth, tasked with caring for its inhabitants responsibly and compassionately. Thus, in Islamic culture, cats are more than just pets. They are a symbol of the Islamic ethos of kindness, mercy, and respect for life. Their revered status goes beyond mere affection, reaching into the very fabric of spiritual and ethical life, and providing a living example of the faith's teachings in action. Recent scientific discoveries have shed new light on the unique characteristics and behaviors of cats, revealing astonishing traits that not only captivate cat lovers and researchers alike, but also deepen our understanding of these enigmatic creatures. Cats are not just common household pets. They are subjects of scientific intrigue due to their complex behavioral patterns, physiological features, and evolutionary history. One of the most fascinating aspects of cats is their communication skills. While they are often viewed as solitary animals compared to dogs, research shows that cats have developed highly sophisticated ways to communicate with humans. From their varied vocalizations such as purring, meowing, hissing, and yowling, to body language cues like tail positioning and ear movements, cats use a complex system of signals to interact with their environment and express their needs and feelings. Purring in particular is a behavior that has intrigued researchers for decades. Initially thought to be a simple expression of contentment, purring is now understood to serve multiple purposes. Studies have shown that cats purr not only when they are content, but also when they are in pain or distress, suggesting that purring may have a self-soothing or healing component. The frequency of a cat's purr, typically between 25 and 150 hertz, has been noted in medical literature for its therapeutic potential. These vibrations are within a range that is medically therapeutic for bone growth and healing, hinting at an evolutionary advantage to the cat's ability to purr. Further scientific study has explored the unique vision of cats. Cats have a wide field of view and excellent night vision, allowing them to see at light levels 6 times lower than what a human needs. This capability is linked to their hunting behaviors, as it enables them to effectively detect and track prey under low light conditions. Their eyes have a high number of rods, a type of photoreceptor cell in the retina that is sensitive to low light, as well as a reflective layer behind the retina, known as the tapetum lucidum, which enhances their ability to see in the dark. Moreover, Cats' hearing is another area where they excel. They can hear higher-pitched sounds than both humans and most dogs, which aids them in detecting the high-pitched frequencies of small mammals, their typical prey. This acute sense of hearing also means that cats are sensitive to noises in their environment, which can influence their behavior and stress levels. From an evolutionary perspective, the agility and physicality of cats are also subjects of admiration and study. Cats are known for their extraordinary balance and coordination. A cat's spine is highly flexible, more so than many other animals, which contributes to their unique ability to always land on their feet when they fall, a trait known as the righting reflex. This ability is complemented by a complex vestibular apparatus that quickly helps them orient themselves during a fall. Behaviorally, cats have been observed to exhibit a high degree of territoriality and independence. Scientific studies suggest that unlike dogs, which evolved from pack-oriented wolves, domestic cats descended from solitary wild ancestors. This lineage influences many of the behavioral traits observed in domestic cats, such as their strong territorial instincts and their methods of marking territory. These scientific insights into the physiology and behaviors of cats not only enhance our appreciation for these animals, but also help cat owners and veterinarians better understand and meet their needs. The ongoing research continues to uncover more about the mysterious life of cats, contributing to our fascination with these creatures and highlighting their significant place not just in our homes, but in the natural world. The spiritual sensitivity of cats, a topic that has intrigued humans for centuries, offers a fascinating blend of folklore, religious reverence, and scientific curiosity. According to Islamic teachings, cats possess an exceptional sensitivity, enabling them to perceive things beyond our understanding. This unique attribute is not just a religious or mythical observation, but is increasingly supported by behavioral science, which examines the acute perceptual abilities of cats. Cats have long been considered as beings with a foot in both the seen and unseen worlds. Stories and beliefs that highlight the spiritual acuity of cats can be found in various cultures, but they hold a particular significance in Islamic tradition. Here, cats are often portrayed as having a kind of sixth sense, an ability to detect and interact with spiritual entities. This is not an attribute assigned to many other animals in Islamic teachings, which makes cats uniquely fascinating and revered. This spiritual perception is often linked to the behavior cats exhibit, which sometimes appears mysterious or unexplainable to humans. For example, cats often fix their gaze on seemingly empty spaces or react to what appears to be thin air, which has led many to believe that they can see or sense spirits or entities that are invisible to human eyes. Scientifically, this behavior can be partially explained by cats' superior sensory capabilities. Cats have a field of vision that includes perceiving ultraviolet light, which is invisible to humans. This could explain why cats seem to be reacting to something that isn't perceptible to the human observer. Furthermore, cats' acute hearing ability also contributes to this perception of spiritual sensitivity. They can hear ultrasonic noises, which are sounds that are too high-pitched for human ears. This capability is thought to help them in hunting small rodents, which communicate in ultrasonic ranges. However, in a domestic setting, this might make it seem like cats are responding to unexplained or supernatural sounds. In the context of spiritual interactions, Islamic teachings often highlight the serene presence of cats as being indicative of their purity and spiritual alignment. The Prophet Muhammad himself is reported to have shown great fondness for cats, seeing them as symbolically clean and spiritually aligned creatures. His behavior towards cats, which included immense kindness and consideration, is often seen as an endorsement of their special status both physically and spiritually. The concept of cats as spiritually sensitive beings is further embellished by anecdotes and hadiths, where cats are treated with honor and respect, which is thought to be due to their ability to exist closer to the spiritual realm than other creatures. This idea is woven into the everyday practices of caring for cats, where they are not merely pets, but respected members of the household, with a spiritual significance that commands respect and consideration. This blend of spiritual belief and observable behavior contributes to the mystique of cats, positioning them as creatures that not only share our physical spaces, but also traverse spiritual boundaries, enriching the tapestry of human-animal relationships with layers of mystery and reverence. The ongoing interest in exploring the spiritual dimensions of animals like cats shows a profound human desire to connect with the natural world in both seen and unseen ways, recognizing and respecting the mystical qualities that animals, particularly cats, bring into our lives. The historical and cultural significance of cats is a rich and varied tapestry that spans across continents and epochs, revealing how these creatures have been revered, mythologized, and integrated into various societies. From ancient Egyptian deities to symbols of good fortune in East Asia, the role of cats in human history is as intriguing as it is profound. In ancient Egypt, cats were not merely pets but were considered divine. The Egyptians revered cats for their grace and hunting ability, seeing them as physical manifestations of the goddess Bastet, who represented home, fertility, and domesticity, but also held sway over dance, music, and love. Cats, therefore, were sacred, and to harm one was considered not only illegal, but a sin against the gods. This deep respect is evident from the elaborate cat mummies and the statues dedicated to Bastet found in vast numbers throughout archaeological sites in Egypt. The reverence for cats was so intense that when a family cat died, the entire household would go into mourning, a practice that underscores the deep emotional bond between cats and their human families. This bond was imbued with a spiritual significance that elevated cats to members of the family, deserving of honor and remembrance in life and death. Moving from Egypt to Europe, cats experienced a more tumultuous reputation during the medieval period. In some parts of Europe, cats were associated with witches and bad omens, leading to widespread persecution during the witch hunts. However, their fortunes changed by the Renaissance, when cats were again appreciated for their pest control abilities, especially in cities and on ships where they kept rat populations under control, thereby limiting the spread of diseases like the plague. In Japan, cats are celebrated as symbols of good luck, prosperity, and protection. The Maneki Neko, or the beckoning cat, is a common Japanese figurine believed to bring good luck to its owner. This cat, usually depicted with one paw raised, can be found in businesses, homes, and temples. The figurine is rooted in various legends that speak of a cat bringing fortune and protection to its owners, embodying the spiritual and protective qualities attributed to cats in Japanese culture. Similarly, in Islamic culture, cats are admired for their cleanliness and considered ritually clean, thus allowing them to enter homes and even mosques. This view contrasts sharply with traditional views in some other cultures, where animals are often seen as unclean. The Prophet Muhammad's documented fondness for cats and his teachings on treating them with kindness and respect have ingrained a sense of duty towards cats in the Islamic world, ensuring they are well cared for and respected. Moreover, in literature and art, cats have been subjects of fascination and inspiration. From the mysterious and aloof characters in the poems of T.S. Eliot to the playful and curious nature depicted in Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, cats have occupied significant roles that reflect their enigmatic and individualistic nature. Artists and writers have long been inspired by the independence, elegance, and mystical aura of cats, often using them as symbols of mystery and magic. This exploration of the historical and cultural significance of cats shows not only their role as beloved companions, but also their deeper impact as symbols of the divine, the mystical, and the everyday. Cats thus serve as a bridge between the practical and the spiritual, the historical and the mythical, embodying qualities that are both admired and mystified across cultures and throughout time. The continued fascination with cats around the world speaks to their unique position within the tapestry of human-animal relationships, highlighting a universal reverence that transcends geographical and historical boundaries. One of the most beloved stories about the Prophet Muhammad and his interaction with cats involves his cat, Mu'ezzah. According to tradition, the Prophet was called to prayers while his cat, Mu'ezzah, was sleeping on the sleeve of his robe. Rather than disturbing her, he chose to cut off the sleeve, allowing her to continue sleeping peacefully. This action speaks volumes about his compassionate nature and his respect for even the smallest creature's comfort. This story is often cited by Muslims as a prime example of the mercy and kindness that should be shown to all living beings. Another incident that showcases the Prophet's compassionate nature occurred during one of his travels. He came across a thirsty cat and used his own water to quench its thirst. This act of generosity is particularly significant because it demonstrates his willingness to place the needs of a small, perhaps seemingly insignificant creature on the same level as his own. It underscores the Islamic teaching that all creatures are part of God's creation and deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. The Prophet's actions also extended to teaching his followers about the proper treatment of animals. He emphasized that cats should not only be treated kindly, but should also be provided with enough food, water, and care. In one hadith, he stated that a woman was punished in the afterlife for imprisoning a cat and not providing it food or water, while another woman was granted heaven for giving water to a thirsty cat. These teachings highlight the spiritual consequences associated with how one treats animals and underscore the belief in Islam that all actions, no matter how small, are noted and rewarded or punished by God. Furthermore, the Prophet Muhammad's teachings about cats are part of a broader Islamic ethic that respects and honors all living beings. This ethic is deeply integrated into the daily lives of Muslims through concepts such as rahmah, mercy, and ihsan, benevolence, which are central to how Muslims are taught to interact with the world around them. The respect and kindness shown to animals, therefore, are not just acts of individual piety, but are seen as manifestations of living one's faith in full. In addition to their companionship, cats are also appreciated for their practical benefits in Islamic history. Their prowess in hunting pests that can damage books and food supplies made them valuable protectors of both scholarly works and storerooms. This utility, coupled with their clean habits, made cats ideal companions in both homes and places of worship. The lessons imparted by the Prophet Muhammad regarding cats go beyond mere animal welfare. They reflect a holistic view of the world that respects life in all its forms. These stories and teachings contribute to a cultural and religious ethos that sees kindness to animals as a reflection of a person's humanity and their obedience to God's will. It is this ethos that continues to inspire millions of Muslims around the world to treat cats with a special level of care and respect, reflecting the compassionate spirit of their prophet. Cats have always held a mysterious and mystical reputation, often believed to possess abilities beyond the ordinary. This perception extends into the realm of spiritual interactions, where cats are thought to be sensitive to phenomena that are not typically accessible to human senses. Islamic narratives and folklore sometimes suggest that cats possess a kind of spiritual sight or sensitivity that allows them to engage with invisible realms, an idea that has fascinated believers and scholars alike. The belief in cats' special abilities is supported by various anecdotes and teachings within Islamic tradition. For instance, it is often mentioned that cats are aware of the supernatural presence of angels. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is said to have respected cats for their spiritual cleanliness and their unique nature, which included an ability to interact with the unseen. This spiritual attribute of cats aligns with the Islamic view that the world is full of signs from the divine, and that every creature has a role within the divine tapestry, with some animals, like cats, serving as links between the seen and unseen worlds. One significant narrative from Islamic history highlights that cats were among the first animals created after humans, suggesting their importance in the spiritual hierarchy of creation. It's narrated that cats were present at the time of various prophets and held in high regard due to their spiritual purity and their role as protectors against various kinds of spiritual and worldly harms. The special abilities attributed to cats include not only their physical agility and acute sensory perceptions, but also their potential spiritual connections. These are seen not just as folklore, but as aspects of their creation that have purpose and significance. For example, the ability of cats to always land on their feet, known scientifically as the righting reflex, is often viewed by some as a metaphor for spiritual balance and harmony. Their quiet, unobtrusive presence is sometimes interpreted as a sign of their profound spiritual integration and their role as silent watchers over the human realm. Furthermore, the Prophet's teachings emphasize kindness towards cats, viewing them not just as mere animals but as creatures with spiritual significance. This perspective encourages Muslims to consider their interactions with cats as part of their spiritual and ethical duties. The prophetic actions and sayings serve to underscore the idea that cats have a special place, not only in the world of humans, but also within the broader cosmic order. The fascination with cats and their abilities extends beyond Islamic culture and is evident in various traditions around the world. For instance, in many cultures, cats are often associated with witchcraft or as having the ability to ward off evil spirits. This dual perception underscores the cat's role as a creature that bridges the natural and supernatural worlds. In the modern context, the belief in cats' special abilities might also intersect with discussions about animal cognition and the broader implications of human-animal relationships. The unique behaviors and traits observed in cats can be seen as an invitation to explore deeper philosophical questions about consciousness, perception, and the nature of reality. Cats challenge us to expand our understanding of the boundaries between the physical and metaphysical worlds, encouraging a respect for mystery and a readiness to accept that much of what exists may lie beyond human understanding. This appreciation of cats and their perceived abilities invites a contemplation of the wonders of creation, encouraging a humility in humans to recognize the limits of their knowledge and the vastness of the universe. It is this intersection of faith, science, and spirituality that continues to endow cats with a special status and deep affection in the hearts of many across the world. Cats often exhibit behaviors that appear to be influenced by more than just their immediate physical environment, suggesting a deeper, perhaps spiritual connection. This connection might manifest in the way cats interact with their human companions, or in the subtle signs they seem to perceive, which remain invisible or inaudible to us. Reflecting on the spiritual connection between cats and humans invites us to consider the possible ways in which this relationship can extend beyond the merely physical or emotional, to touch on something profoundly mystical. In many cultural narratives, including Islamic teachings, cats are believed to possess an ability to perceive spiritual presences. This is often discussed in the context of their seemingly random attentiveness to what appears to be nothing. Their focused staring or sudden reactions to empty spaces has led many to speculate that cats might be sensing entities unseen to the human eye. Such behaviors contribute to the belief that cats are not just aware of their physical surroundings, but are also attuned to spiritual dynamics. The notion that cats could serve as spiritual conduits or possess an innate ability to connect with other realms is further illustrated by their calm and composed nature. They often exhibit a serenity that seems to transcend the usual pet behaviors, contributing to the idea that they could be mediators of spiritual calm or even guardians against negative spiritual influences. This view encourages a deeper appreciation of cats as beings that enhance spiritual wellness and contribute to a harmonious home environment. Furthermore, interactions between cats and their human owners often reveal a level of understanding and communication that defies simple explanation. Owners frequently report an unspoken bond with their cats, feeling comforted and understood by their presence without the need for words. This mutual understanding might hint at a shared spiritual connection, where emotions and spiritual states are communicated through presence and behavior rather than through spoken language or overt actions. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, exemplified this deep connection in his own life, treating cats with a reverence and care that went beyond the normative expectations of his time. His actions suggest a recognition of the spiritual significance of cats, as well as their capacity to interact with humans on more than just a material level. He not only preached kindness towards cats, but practiced it, showing us that the way we treat animals can reflect our own spiritual state and beliefs. The spiritual connection hypothesized between cats and humans can also be seen as part of a broader theological concept in Islam, which teaches that all creatures in the universe praise God in their way, though we may not understand their mode of expression. Cats, like all other creatures, are part of this universal chorus of worship. Their very existence and their interactions with us are reminders of the divine, urging us to reflect on our place within the creation and to live harmoniously with all living beings. This connection is not just about companionship, it is about mutual respect and spiritual communion. The way cats respond to and interact with their environment might serve as a lesson in mindfulness and presence. Observing cats can teach us to be more aware of our environment, more attuned to the spiritual aspects of our lives, and more appreciative of the mysterious bonds that tie all of creation together. Reflecting on these ideas, the relationship between cats and humans is elevated from one of simple pet and owner to a more nuanced interaction that can involve spiritual lessons and exchanges. This perspective enriches the human experience, providing insights into the complexity of life and the many ways in which God's creation communicates and interacts. Thus, considering the spiritual connection between cats and humans not only enhances our understanding of these creatures, but also deepens our appreciation of the spiritual insights they might offer. As we draw our exploration of cats and their multifaceted roles in both the physical and spiritual worlds to a close, it's important to reflect on the profound insights we have gained. The journey through the various aspects of cats' lives, from their historical significance to their unique spiritual connections, offers a rich tapestry of lessons and meanings that extend far beyond their immediate presence as pets. The deep appreciation and affection for cats although most prominently featured in Islam, are sentiments that span across various cultures and religions, illustrating a universal respect for these enigmatic and admirable companions. This shared reverence points to a common understanding of the spiritual and mystical qualities that cats embody. In many ways, cats are not just animals, but symbols of deeper spiritual truths and mysteries, serving as bridges between the seen and unseen aspects of our world. Reflecting on the extraordinary qualities of cats, which science is only now beginning to decipher, we are reminded of the insights offered by the Prophet Muhammad over 1400 years ago. His teachings emphasize the spiritual significance of cats, which many believe are capable of detecting unseen presences, making them exceptional companions in our homes. This ancient wisdom, when coupled with modern scientific findings, enhances our understanding of these creatures and enriches the interactions we have with them. The stories and teachings about the Prophet's interactions with cats not only highlight his compassionate nature, but also serve as a model for how we should treat all creatures with kindness and respect. These lessons are timeless and remind us of the high regard we must hold for all of God's creations. The compassionate treatment of animals, particularly cats in Islam, is a reflection of a broader ethical and spiritual ethos that values mercy, care, and respect for life. Furthermore, cats' roles in various esoteric studies throughout the centuries underscore their significant place in spiritual and mystical traditions. Their mysterious aura and intuitive nature have made them symbols of mystery and guardianship in various cultures, valued not only for their physical attributes, but also for their spiritual qualities. As we consider the lessons cats teach us about kindness, about the unseen, and about the spiritual dimensions of our everyday lives, we gain more than just knowledge. We gain a perspective that challenges us to look beyond the surface and to appreciate the profound interconnections between all living beings. This perspective is not just about understanding cats, but about recognizing the value and complexity of all life forms. In conclusion, our exploration of cats and their significance is a journey that extends into the broader questions of life, spirituality, and the universe. It invites us to ponder the wonders of creation, to appreciate the intricate balances of nature, and to embrace the mysteries that we encounter daily. Cats, with their quiet grace and mystique, continue to be one of these wonders, captivating our hearts and enriching our lives with their presence. This journey through the world of cats and their spiritual and cultural significance concludes not just with a greater appreciation for these creatures, but with a renewed sense of wonder for the complex world they navigate, a world that they share with us, enriching our understanding of the divine, the natural, and the mystical.